I find that a lot of young kids nowadays get into relationships very easily, and obviously it's a very normal thing, but the problem is they won't last for more than a couple of months, and I find that ridiculous. I often feel bad for some reason when I see teenagers especially commit to something like this and then not carry on with it. It's like they go into this relationship knowing that it's not going to last. I find that bizarre. I don't know if it's just me. I find that bizarre. It's like they get into something like this, and then a small misunderstanding, a small issue, a small something comes up, and they take the easy solution of let's just break up. The reason I'm talking about this is because a couple of days ago I was watching a TikTok and it was related to something like this, and I just could not understand why people do this, especially young guys, not just young guys and women. You get into something like this and it's fine. Obviously, the world has moved on. You get into things like this at an early age, but for you to get into a relationship and then for a very small problem be like, I'm gonna break up, and then post Instagram stories about how sad you are. This isn't me pretending that I know the most things. I know the most about relationships or giving any one of you advice, but just sharing my opinion that I think it's pathetic that people actually get into something like this, because a relationship is like, this is kind of like a serious thing, right? There's no joke, and you get into something like this and you treat it like a joke. Why? I see a lot of young people nowadays, it's like they see their friends with oh, they're in a relationship. Oh, I need to be in a relationship too. No, you don't. Like, who told you that? Who told you that? Sure, you want to, that's fine. But a lot of these people, you see someone else, oh, they get all the attention from these girls. I need someone too. No, you don't. I don't know what's gone into people's head these days. I find it very surprising and not in a good way. The only thing I'll say is, when you get into something, if you're a young guy watching this or a young girl watching this, you get into something or you're about to get into something as like a relationship, you have to treat it as like a freaking serious thing. It's no joke. You can't just get into it and then quit 2 months later, and then complain about feeling upset about it. This is not going to work. It's not a realistic solution. It's not the right thing to do. And most importantly, you got to understand that, like, problems are going to come no matter what, no matter how much you like each other. I feel quite weird talking about this, but no matter how much you like each other and stuff, obviously problems will come, misunderstandings will come. What do? You deal with it, you correct it, you find a solution to that. You didn't just be like, oh, I hate you, I'm going to break up now, I wish I never met you. You can't do that. Like, what is wrong with you? Can't you actually, like, you have a mouth to speak and you sort things out? Why do you need to just I don't know about you, but if I'm gonna get into something like this, that whether this happens or not, like, I'm getting myself into something like this with the belief of, okay, this is kind of a forever thing. No, I'm gonna get into this and then 2 months later it's gonna end anyway. No, I don't think like that. I don't know about you, but I don't think like that, and I don't think anyone should, because, like I said, this is like a lifelong thing, right? At least that's what I think. And for people to be treating it as, oh, I'm just gonna dabble in it, have some fun, and then, wake up if I want to, I just have no words, honestly. And the funniest part is, like, after they part ways, they will cry about it. They'll post Instagram stories about it. They'll complain about their friends to it, and they'll post emotional reels about it, which is, I mean, you're the one who freaking did that. You were the one responsible for it. Why can't you find a solution? You're the one who chose the easy way out. Oh, let me just part ways and then stop complaining about it. Like, if you're the one who contributed to that, don't complain about it. Don't cry about that. All I'll say is, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your parents think. It doesn't matter what your family thinks. I think most people are mature enough at an earlier age nowadays, and you got to make the right decision. If you actually like, okay, I like this person, you feel that's right for you, go ahead, but don't just quit for a small problem, right? It's a lot like, saying, oh, I want to become this great athlete, and then you start off practicing and your coach is like, oh, you need to work on this, and you're like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm going to quit. Doesn't make sense, right? Same thing. And honestly, if you see that, a lot of people your age, especially teenagers, I know what it feels like. You see everyone, getting all this attention and getting themselves into this kind of stuff. You feel like, oh, you need to as well. You don't need to. I know that the world thinks that, the world portrays it in a way that you need to, but you don't. Like, it's not that you have to be in a relationship at 15 years old. It's dumb. I don't know why people think that way, because the chances are you get yourself into stuff like this at a very early age, it's probably gonna end quicker than you think. And if I were you, I would just work on myself. Unless, or you obviously, like, actually have something towards someone, work on yourself, level up in your own life, and have the right person, the right things come to you at the right time would be what I would recommend. But yeah, it's ridiculous to me that people actually get themselves into something as serious as this and treat it like a freaking joke. What is wrong with you people? I forgot to add this in the video. So I do have programs in my Skool community. You can go join if you want. I've mentioned it in my multiple of my previous videos as well. I have multiple courses on helping you with your mental health, helping you improve your physique, helping you improve literally with everything you can imagine. Go, I'll put the link in the description if you want. Join it. If you don't want, don't join it.